Hi, everyone. My name is Rebecca Adrian, and I'm a postdoctoral research fellow in Damien Dowling's lab here in the School of Biological Sciences. And we're looking to bring in one or two honor students in this coming term to help us answer some big evolutionary questions in our tiny little model system of fruit flies. So in the Dowling lab, we study mitochondria. And don't worry if you don't know much about them. I didn't either until a few years ago. The most important thing is exactly what we all learned in high school, which is that they are the powerhouse of their cell. That's because their most important role is in harnessing energy as ATP for animals to use and all the different things that animals need to do. But what's really exciting is within the past decade or two, a bunch of different studies in biomedicine and beyond have found that mitochondria are actually central to a bunch of different traits that are really important to all of us. So everything from cognitive performance and behavior to lifespan, fertility, and fitness. So these are big, important traits, all mediated by mitochondria. So in the Dowling lab, we've decided to look at this from a pretty unique perspective, and that's examining the role of mitochondrial DNA in these different traits. Now, for many years, people didn't really care about mitochondrial DNA because it's such a tiny little genome compared to the big nuclear genome. But some really exciting studies within the Dowling lab have shown that interactions between the mitochondrial DNA and nuclear DNA shape many of these big important traits. And indeed, there's been some research that, for example, even fertility in humans can be related to differences in mitochondrial genotype sequence. And so there's lots of important big evolutionary questions we can ask by looking at variation in mitochondrial DNA and how it interacts with nuclear DNA to influence these sorts of traits. And we study those evolutionary processes using our model system of the fruit fly. So it's a really cool one because we have a bunch of different populations of fruit flies that all have different mitochondrial genotypes that we can use to assess how mitochondrial DNA influences phenotype. So we have a couple of different projects we're looking for help with, and we'd love for you to join our team. You're very welcome to check out our websites and, of course, shoot me an email if you've got any questions. We'd love to hear from you.